Hello and welcome back. So this one we will be checking back in on a video that I made. I want to say last week, maybe slightly longer, where I looked at bioprotocol and I showed how I'd charted it and I highlighted some areas where I thought price might go. Since then, it has rallied. It has rallied very hard. As we can see, a lot of my charting was done down here. I think it was, I want to say it was like around here. So obviously a lot of upside. In terms of what I had marked out, so I'm quite happy. So I had a backtest area here as a take profit area, so at 27 cents, and I also had another one at 32 cents. And as we can see, we have had bang straight off consolidated in this box here before pushing back up again. So, and we can see just what this daily level has had. So we see that this has now acted as a level of resistance, and we're now hanging in quite an interesting area. So I thought this would be a good token to go back into and look at some short-term price action to uncover where some good potential entries may be should you wish to play this. So if we go in onto a 4-hour time frame, so we get enough action, we can see this is this box here that we'd previously highlighted is quite an interesting area, as is this one. And as we can see, I think in terms of where we get quite a lot of action, I think this area here, if I highlight that, and I'll make that grey, and I will extend this out just so we will extend it right. So as you can see, this area is an area that I would definitely watch out for. If we get our trusty FRVP and we put it over this range here, where does the volume sit? So in terms of where you may see quite a nice reaction, we have a very big amount of volume there, so I'll make that grey, and another one slightly at the top there. So what I think would be appropriate is over this area here. Oh, we already have a box here, so I would take this box now and I would turn that slightly red. So if you're longing, it might be quite, and I'll move this down slightly so we cover there. So we've got the line in the middle there, but this area may be where you get a lot of selling. As you can see, we have quite a big fair value gap here, so we can see it's whipped into it slightly, but you've got a massive price void here, so I would expect that to be a case. We can see what in terms of volume, so where may we potentially get a reaction. You may potentially get an upside reaction on a retest here. That would be quite bullish. Where else do we see volume? This is a very interesting area here. As we can see, coming into the box that we'd previously highlighted, this area here, this 1481, seems to be an area where you have quite a lot of volume. Below there, there is a little bit of a void before you get into this area of consolidation. Personally, if I was looking at this, I think a really interesting area is this here. I can see potentially coming down, flirting a wick in, take some liquidity there and push back up, hit here, a bounce off, and then we may potentially see it come down back into this level here where we see quite a lot of volume before pushing up. And from the upside we can see that you've got a patch around this area here. There's a little bit here and a little bit here, but I would expect this potentially now to maybe pull down a little bit. You may get a couple of scenarios, so it might be you get something that looks like bang into here, rejection off, up, or you potentially get a slightly deeper retracement where you'll go down to here, you will bounce off here into this box, down, maybe past this daily level here into this area of volume, and then straight back up through. So those are two interesting scenarios, I think, for this one. Obviously, there's a lot of news around this. So they've currently launched their new AI agents. So you have, I think it's called Aubrey. Definitely a ticker worth looking at from a due diligence perspective. But from a price action perspective, I think we've got some interesting zones. You've obviously got quite a large zone of consolidation. I think you've got a reaction zone here where if we do get into here, you will probably see quite a nice reaction to the upside. And failing that, I would then be looking at this 12 cents region. Personally, this feels like too easy a trade to give. So my preference on what I think it would be I think personally we see comes here. You might get a reaction here back into the range, consolidate. I think personally what I'd love to see is a wick down to here and then up is what I think may see on bio. But yeah, definitely one to keep an eye on. Can be quite fun to trade. There's a lot of opportunities in this one. As we can see, this area here, you coming down, you're filling that. So from a trend perspective, I think it's really interesting. So yeah, definitely one to check out, and I think this may do quite well over the coming weeks and months.